Well, hello and welcome. Very happy to be presenting this week on YouTube. And let's talk firstly about MicroStrategy. Let me show you this before we talk about the overall markets. MicroStrategy right there, right? So we just had a little bit of a move here, right? Doesn't look like much on the chart, okay? But when you look at it with option strategies that very few people know about, there is massive potential here. So what we did on the 25th of January 2022, when the stock price was $370.45. All of this is recorded, documented, me placing the trade, the whole thing, completely transparent. What we did is we set up a risk reversal trade, actually. Synthetic is where they're both the same strike, but this is actually a risk reversal option trade where we bought one 370 strike call for the 20th of January 2023 expiry, and then at the same time we sold one put option at the 360 strike for the same expiry, 20th of January 2023. Now the net result of this was that for one option contract of the call and the put, it would cost you $1,085, right? So that's how much money you needed to actually place the trade. Now, if we look at where it is right now, let's have a look at it. Well, when we entered, the stock price was $370.45. Now it's $472.42. So it's moved up just over $100 from when we entered the trade just over 2 months ago. So right now, that $1,085 investment has turned into $10,650 in 2 months and a week. Not bad. That's a 982% return. Now, some of our members are closing it out now because that's a substantial return, and then other members are holding on to their position, as am I. Okay, now, pretty incredible return. Now, if you had 10 contracts, you were spending $10,850, and you would now have $106,500. Pretty amazing trade, I think you'd have to agree. Now, the overall markets, what is going on? Well, we are now above the 200-day moving average. We're above the opening range bullish mode here, which is 4465, right? We're well above that now. We're above the 200. We're above the Ichimoku cloud as well. So these are all bullish developments, no doubt about that. If we look at the overall market here, just at this workspace here, we can see all the major indexes are now above the 200-day moving average. The Russell 2000, economically sensitive Russell 2000, is in a trading range right now between 210 and 190. Hasn't really been doing a lot, but if we look at the industrials and the transports, you can see they're both forming bull flags, bullish patterns. Another bull flag here on the industrials above the 21. That's a bullish sign. The Nasdaq recovering above the 21, as is the S&P 500, which, as we mentioned, is in bullish opening range mode. All the major sectors that we look at are above their 21 EMAs as well. The second largest sector, financials, is forming a bull flag above the 21 EMA. So all very strong, as certainly with energy as well, and many of our positions with energy are doing very, very nicely also. So that was definitely one of the trades that we were in. I'll just show you another one here with Marathon Digital. We did the same thing. Now we entered this with a $7 credit, right? We received $7 as a credit to get in. Now it's worth $1.60 credit in just a week. Okay, so that's a well over 2,000% increase in the value of this position in a week. So that's another fantastic trade. Now, one that you could look to get into is a very conservative trade here. Let me show you something very conservative. Not huge returns like this one, but still very nice return and very conservative. So if I look here at Marathon Digital, so let's have a look at it. MARA, right? Look at Marathon Digital here. You can see 1, 2, 3, like a triple bottom here, and then moving up. Now, we've done well with this so far, and I've got long-term prospects for this to move higher. A lot of that will be to do with Bitcoin as well. Now, we know Bitcoin is in a trading range right now. It's right up against that $45,000 level. Keep an eye on that level. That is very important, $45,000. If it does break above that, I think you'll start to see a lot more buying, right? And if you look at it from a 4-hour perspective, which I showed you guys last week, you see it's been very range bound, building up energy. It's going to release this energy, no doubt. It's right up against this top level here again of this trading range. Is it going to break above that trend line and then move higher? Who knows? Maybe it may act as resistance, right? That 45,000 and move lower. Every moment in the market is unique. No one knows what's going to happen next, but it could very easily break above that 45,000 and take off. Who knows, right? But keep an eye on that $45,000 level this week. Very important. And Marathon Digital, if you have a look at it, they increased their revenue 2,180% on a year-over-year basis. You have a look at some of the statistics here and some of the earnings announcements that were called here. You can see for the financial year, they increased revenue by 3,353% year over year, right? 150.5 million up from 4.4 million the year before. Now they produced 1,098 self-mined Bitcoin just in the fourth quarter of 2021. Now, from the fourth quarter in 2020, that's a 599% increase. So for the financial year, they produced 3,197 self-mined Bitcoin, an 846% increase year over year. Now, Marathon Digital also has an investment fund which also purchased 4,813 Bitcoin for approximately $150 million. So they were very successful in growing their revenues, no doubt about that, mining more Bitcoin, purchasing more Bitcoin, and also they obtained a $100 million revolving line of credit secured by Bitcoin itself and US dollars with Silvergate Bank. Successfully, they also raised $747.5 million in a convertible note offering in which the notes are unsecured and the coupon rate is just 1%. So doing very nicely, this company, and as a result, what I'm going to do with that very strong $20 price support level that I just mentioned, and now I do a series of calculations to work out what the intrinsic or the minimum value, real value of this company is, and it's around $35.03. We're below that right now. So what I'm going to do with the stock just below $29, I'm going to agree to buy it at that support level of $20, right? So for that, I'll receive $1.38. And this expires on the 20th of May, so 53 days from now. So if we divide the premium I'm getting by the amount at which I'm agreeing to buy the stock for, that's a 6.9% return. Very nice return, right? So one of two things can happen. Well, firstly, you break even, right? What you're agreeing to buy it for, $20, minus what you're receiving as a credit, $1.38, means you'd be buying the stock for $18.62. One option controls 100 shares, so you'd need $1,862 to buy these 100 shares, right? So one of two things will happen when you set this trade up. You sell this cash secured. Cash secured means you've got the money in the bank to buy the stock if you need to, right? When do you need to? If it finishes below $20 come the 20th of May, right? So you set this up, you sell the 20 strike put, you could potentially make a 6.9% return. That's great, Sean. I know what my break even is, but what happens with this come the 20th of May? Well, only two things. It can be above $20 or it can be below. Now, if it's above, you keep the $138, you make a 6.9% return, right? And that's the end of the trade. Now, if it does finish below 20, you still keep the 138, but now you buy the stock at 20 with a cost basis of $18.62, right? So I like that trade, and I'm going to enter that position, right? Just an idea. Another one here on Tesla. I'm going to look to buy this stock. Now, have a look at Tesla. Let's have a look at it from a fundamental point of view. So if we have a look at it, we can see the return on equity over 20%. That's very good. Quarterly earnings growth, almost 760%. Quarterly revenue growth, almost 65%. Fantastic. Look at the total cash compared to total debt. Huge amount of cash there, almost 18 billion compared to just under 9 billion in total debt. Why is that good? They've got money to invest in further projects. They can, expand the business. They can certainly pay for their debt, service the debt in difficult times financially. They can grow. They can do a whole range of things. Institutions love it. And insiders, people that work for the company, own 18.38% of the company. They've got some skin in the game, right? That's very good as well. And if we look here at analysis and we go down to the growth rate, how does a company share price keep going up? It's growing its earnings, right? So if we look here at the growth rates per annum for the next 5 years, almost 30%. It's fantastic. I think the last thing I heard with Tesla is their cars are actually sold out to 2023. Pretty amazing, right? So I do like this company, and you can certainly see the revenue growth here is just amazing. The free cash flow as well is from year to year is fantastic as well. So certainly a very good, fundamentally sound company. If you had a look at it, let's have a look at Tesla on the chart. So it had a beautiful move. We've already made some very good money from this trade. We made a 4.5% return last month. I'm going to agree to buy it down here at 900. Okay, I want to get it below $900. Okay, so I'm going to agree to buy it at 900. It's at 1,010 now. Okay, I'll bring in $1,482 for that, just for the next 17 days. Right? If it finishes above 900, I keep the $1,482 and I don't buy the stock. If it does finish below, I don't mind owning the stock anyway, as I just mentioned, and I keep the money and I buy the stock for a cost basis of $885.18, right? So I like that trade as well. And then I also had one on Digital Turbine. Again, I won't go through it all, but a good, fundamentally sound company. I'm going to agree to buy it at $40, and I could potentially make a 9.5% return in the next 53 days. Right? So there are a couple of positions I'm looking at. I hope you found that useful, got something out of that. I'll talk to you again next week. Thanks so much for joining me here on YouTube, and bye for now.